Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis and quoting Max Kaiser. RFK has the strongest command to Bitcoin, so it might be Satoshi's will that he wins in November. I give him a Bitcoin grade of a B. Trump gets a C. The Dems get an F. We'll also be discussing 45% of the Bitcoin supply has not moved in the past 6 months, according to this latest research. Hallowed be thy name. We'll also be discussing U.S. Bitcoin ETFs on track to top Satoshi's Bitcoin stack soon. That's right. U.S. Bitcoin ETFs already accumulated over 37,500 BTC since January 11th of this year. It's mind-boggling. We'll also be discussing, is Bitcoin hodler race on, as mining giant Marathon Digital announces a plan to raise $250 million to acquire additional BTC. We'll also be discussing historically accurate decaying peak study sees Bitcoin price at $164,000 by this particular date. I'll be breaking down the timeline. And speaking of bullish price predictions, I'm also going to be sharing with you 3 reasons why Bitcoin traders expect $100,000 plus Bitcoin price by 2025. And according to Econometrics, the Bitcoin price can go anywhere from $140,000 per coin to $4.5 million. I'll be breaking all this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. But let's kick it off. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Also, very important to subscribe and then hit that bell icon. That way you can turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1730. I'm your host, JV. It's August 14th, 2024. Happy Wednesday, hump day. A tropical storm hit the island early this morning. We were anticipating a hurricane. Grateful I still have power. Over 600,000 homes lost power. So I'm very grateful to be able to do today's live stream with you, family. Let's kick it off as we do each and every day with our market watch. You should be able to see popping up on your screen here. You can see Coin 360. We got Bitcoin trading just above 59,000, down 3% on the day as the market corrects. We have Ether trading back under 2,700. Solana in the red, XRP, Cardano, all correcting and in the red. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at $2.09 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap did hit 1.2 trillion yesterday. Today we're back down to 1.16 trillion, and we got 68 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 55.7%, with the Ether dominance 15.4%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, we got Aave leading the pack, up 8.5%, followed by Toncoin, followed by Flare. Below that, we got Not, Zcash, and Litecoin. Which alts, if any, family, are you bullish on for this bull? Holla at your boy. And happy birthday, Cynthia. Steven's wife, just want to wish you a very happy birthday today. I saw it was your birthday. And checking out the crypto bubbles, you can see most of the market today in the red, unfortunately. Safe to say maybe 20 to 25% of the market in the green. And zooming out on the monthly for a broader perspective, unfortunately, Rex City, many of the major alts down pretty tremendously, 10, 20, 30 plus percent. 95% of the market wrecked, only a handful in the green. And a few of those handful, it's Sats, HNT, and Zcash. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're a 30 fear, yesterday a 31, last week a 29, and last month a 52, which is neutral. So there you have it, yo. We're halfway done already with the month of August. Where do you feel that price action will likely take us next? Don't be shy. Let me know. Let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out some of the live charts and discuss where the price action may likely take us next. This particular headline reads, Bitcoin's bull rally will continue another 350 days, according to Bybit, one of the larger exchanges. That's right. Despite the recent Bitcoin correction to 5-month lows, Bitcoin could extend its bull rally for another year. Bitcoin's price can rally for another 350 days based on the current trough to peak ratio, which analyzes the price tops and bottoms printed by an asset or a security. Based on Bitcoin's ratios during the previous cycle, the bull run will extend into the third quarter of 2025, according to a report by Bybit. and block shoals, quoting him here, with a current trough to peak ratio of 3.5x, significantly lower than the 20x observed in the prior cycles. The report suggests that the rally may continue for another 350 days before surpassing previous peaks. Now, Bitcoin's currently recovering from a 510 billion crypto market sell-off. Bitcoin fell below a key post-halving growth trajectory when it dropped under 63,000, but recovering the trend line before the end of 2024 put Bitcoin back on track to hit that epic six-figure mark based on the previous Bitcoin halving cycle. So here you go. Based on historical chart patterns, Bitcoin's currently in the second phase of the cycle, according to Nathan Thompson, the lead tech writer at Bybit, quoting him here. First, at the beginning of the cycle, we see Bitcoin spot price recover from its cycle lows back towards the all-time high value that it recorded in the previous cycle. Then we have in each case observed Bitcoin spot price push past the previous all-time high into the new unexplored higher price levels. Thompson's analysis aligns with those of other notable crypto analysts, including Rat Capital. And ironic enough, I'm rocking a Warriors jersey number 11. That is Thompson. That as well. But anyways, the popular analyst believes there is a 42.5% through the current bull cycle based on the previous halving cycles, as Rat Capital points out here. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that, meaning this bull cycle is just getting started. Meanwhile, retail investors had a smaller rate of participation in the current cycle due to the lower level of personal savings following a period of high inflation. So based on Bitcoin's correlation with traditional equities, institutional investors have mainly driven Bitcoin's 2024 rally. According to the report, the changing intra-asset correlation structure between crypto and meme coins suggests that a different type of investor may be behind the most recent rally in prices, which is the institutions. The renowned co-movement with equities coincides with the launch of the Bitcoin spot ETFs in early January, as well as the unlocking of a new pool of demand for crypto. Moreover, the inflows from the US spot Bitcoin ETFs have been highly correlated with the Bitcoin peaks and lows since their launch. ETF inflows can significantly contribute to a crypto's price appreciation. For example, with Bitcoin, ETFs accounted for about 75% of new investment into the crypto by February 15th, as it surpassed the $50,000 mark. I remember it like yesterday. We actually achieved that on February 12th because it was the day after my birthday. And for my birthday, all I wanted was a $50,000 Bitcoin. I got it the morning following. So that was February 12th. Crazy, right? But anyways, quoting Max Kaiser in regards to someone sharing this from RFK Jr., he wrote, RFK Jr. makes a bold prediction. If Fox News lets me on stage for the debate, I will win the election. Max responded and reposted, it is possible. RFK Jr. has the strongest command to Bitcoin, so it might be Satoshi's will that he wins in November. I give him a Bitcoin grade of a B. Trump gets a C, and the Democrats get an F. So there you have it, coming from the high priest. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let's pull up some of the live chart action via TradingView via Coinbase, and let me clean it up for you on the screen so you can see it cleanly. So you can see Bitcoin well, I don't know what just happened there. There we go. Bitcoin hovering at 59,146. This is the 1 hour chart. Notice that huge red candle. We were 61 this morning, at roughly 61.2, 61.5, which was the high. Oh, actually 61.8 says the high for the day on the hour chart. Big, massive red candle, and hence where we're currently at, 59,000. Also, as you guys pointed out, 10,000 Bitcoin was just transferred from the US government to Coinbase, and that might be precisely why we got that red candle. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Zooming out on the in the 4 hour, get a broader perspective. You can see two red candles followed by a corrective green, which we just got. So 59 thus far has been holding. Let me know if you feel we will be able to hold 59 support and march back up, or do you think we'll continue to inch even lower and potentially drop under 59? Let me know. And checking out the 1 day chart, as you can see live and in your screen here. Whoa! I mean, we've had a lot of back and forth action. We do have a target currently sitting all the way down at 47.7. The current low for the cycle of recent is 49.5, which we tapped just a few days ago. As you can see, that big red candle, but we had that huge green rebounds or bounce back the following day, which is, good sign. But anyways, zooming out a little further, we'll check out the 1 week. We should still have that cup and handle in play at 125. Yep, 125.5. Still a massive cup and handle target and zooming out on the monthly for even broader perspective here in the live charts, you can see again 7 green consecutive monthly pumps, and then we've had some corrective red, green, red, green, red, green, and let's see the month of August how we end. We got a couple of weeks left. We'll see where it takes us. Let me know your thoughts, family. Our next story of the day, let's discuss HODL gang. Shout out all my diamond hand laser eyes. The headline reads, 45% of the Bitcoin supply has not moved in 6 months. That's right. Smart money, man. Nearly half the available Bitcoin supply has not moved in the past 6 months, according to on-chain data. In the latest edition of the weekly newsletter, The Week on Chain, Glassnode showed investors did not sell the top on BTC. Good for them. Bitcoin may have put in a new all-time high some 5 months ago. That's right. We tapped 73.8 mid-March. But a large section of the Bitcoin investor base continues to double down on its holdings. Analyzing the realized cap HODL waves indicator, Glassnode reveals that just over 45% of all the Bitcoins have remained dormant in their wallets for at least the past half a year. So despite the record highs and subsequent volatility, a considerable swath of market participants prefer to do nothing. And it's that simple. You stack Bitcoin, you do nothing. It's called HODL, and you sit back and get rich. And if you can HODL a couple of cycles, hallelujah, you figured it out. Now, a lot of people can't figure it out because it's too simple. So they buy Bitcoin and then they're forced to trade it into altcoins thinking they're going to get rich, and then they get wrecked and they lose everything. Don't be that guy. Long-term hodler entities hodling coins for at least 155 days, distributed to the market, both leading up to the all-time high and later on. Quoting the report from Glassnode, we can also assess the 7-day change in the long-term hodler supply as the tool to assess rates of change in their aggregate balance. We can see substantial long-term hodler distribution, typical of macro topping formations into the March all-time high. Quoting the report, fewer than 1.7% of the trading days have ever recorded a larger distribution pressure. More recently, this metric has returned to a positive territory, indicating the long-term hodler cohort are expressing a preference for holding onto their coins. It's because it's the smart money, family. You'd have to be an idiot to sell at a time like this in the cycle. I think we all know that, right? That the theme speaks to what the week on chain describes as a notable slowdown in the distribution pressure by long-term hodlers. This has led to the percentage of the network wealth held by this cohort to firstly stabilize and then recommence its growing. So despite the substantial sell-side pressure by the long-term hodlers into the market, all-time high, wealth held by longer-term investors remains historically elevated when compared to the previous all-time high breakouts. And as reported, the sell-side pressure is never far from traders' minds this month. After the mass sell-off from the start of August, concerns of a retest of 6-month lows have combined with analysis showing the older coins moving on-chain. And as I pointed out, from the fluctuations of the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, it underscores the uncertainty currently running through crypto as a whole. And countering this is optimism over global liquidity, with some perspective seeing crypto benefiting from a move towards financial policy easing. Quoting Charles Edwards at Capriole Investments, global money supply is exploding up. Plus, we just broke out of a massive 4-year consolidation. What do you think this means for Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts, family, and I'll read your comments. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Let's continue with our next story of the day. Massive inflows from the Bitcoin ETF since the inception, January 11th. So let's break this down. The headline here reads, U.S. Bitcoin ETFs on track to top Satoshi's Bitcoin stack soon. That's right. Spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. may soon collectively hold more Bitcoin than the crypto anonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. And shout out Satoshi. I was watching a Pokemon movie earlier with my daughter this afternoon, and it said the creator of Dragon Ball, I'm sorry, not Dragon Ball, of Pokemon, his name was Satoshi. So I'm like, wow. Satoshi, man, creator of Bitcoin and Pokemon? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw it give credit to a Satoshi in the credits. So I was like, wow, that was actually pretty interesting. But anyways, Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas posted a chart to X on the 13th showing the ETFs now hold 909,700 Bitcoin. Wow. In total, worth around $55 billion at its current price of 60,000. So yeah, I believe Satoshi has 1.1 million Bitcoin to their right. The ETFs already acquired as much. That's mind-boggling. So yeah, which the mysterious creator minted in the infancy of Bitcoin and hasn't touched after vanishing over 13 years ago. Let me know if you feel Satoshi Nakamoto is no longer amongst us, meaning he has passed. There's some theory that some believe it was Hal Finney. There's theories Nick Szabo. There's theories it could be Adam Back. There's theories it's a collective. Who knows? But one thing is for sure, that 1.1 million Bitcoin has never moved since the inception of Bitcoin. Crazy, right? Now, on average, the spot Bitcoin ETFs add around 37,500 BTC to their holdings every month. And at this rate, they could surpass Nakamoto's holdings in January of 2025, a year after they first launched. However, Eric Balchunas thinks the funds could overtake Nakamoto's stack as early as October, as Balchunas shares here on X. Didn't realize US ETFs are on track to pass Satoshi and Bitcoin held in October. BlackRock alone is already number 3 and on pace to be number 1 late next year. It will likely stay there for a very long time. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Satoshi, 1.1 million Bitcoin. Binance Exchange, 550,000 Bitcoin. And then you got BlackRock's IBIT ETF sitting at 347,000. Below that, we have Grayscale at 263,000, MicroStrategy 226,000, Bitfinex 221,000, U.S. government 213,000, Chinese government 190,000, Fidelity 176,000, and Block One 164,000. So the ETFs may have already surpassed Nakamoto's total Bitcoin holdings, as some estimates place the creator's holdings as low as 600,000 BTC spread across as many as 20,000 wallets. Now, I knew he had a lot of wallets, but I never assumed 20,000. Jesus Christ. Is that like a Satoshi per wallet? A wallet per Satoshi? No one has been able to put the exact number of Nakamoto's Bitcoin holdings, as the Bitcoin creator used a fresh wallet to receive the 50 BTC reward for every block mined in the early days. What a G. So that makes sense. So for every 50 Bitcoin reward, he created a new wallet, which would explain a tremendous amount of wallets in the 20,000 ballpark. That's crazy. Nakamoto was the biggest miner then, and the process was much less resource intensive than it is today. Since January the 11th, spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen a combined net inflow of $17.35 billion, which includes $19.5 billion in net outflows from Grayscale's flagship ETF, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF has seen the majority of flows, accruing $20 billion in Bitcoin as of August 12th, followed by $9.7 billion of Bitcoin flowing into the Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, according to Farside Investors. But anyways, fam, next story of the day. Keep the comments flowing. Greatly appreciated, fam. We just smashed over 1,000 on the stream. Let's now discuss Marathon Digital announcing to purchase an additional $250,000 worth of Bitcoin as the game theory continues. Bitcoin mining firm Marathon is unveiling a plan to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to bolster its Bitcoin stockpile. In a new press release, Marathon says it intends to privately offer $250 million worth of convertible senior notes due in September 2031 to persons reasonably believed to be qualified institutional buyers. Now, how many of you are actually bullish on mining stocks such as Marathon? Maybe you own some. Let me know. Quoting them here, the notes will be unsecured senior obligations of Marathon and will bear interest payable semi-annually in arrears on March 1st and September 1st of each year, beginning on March 1st, 2025. The notes will be convertible into cash, shares of Marathon's common stock, or a combination of cash and shares of Marathon's common stock at Marathon's election. Marathon says that the funds will be used to acquire more Bitcoin and for general corporate purposes. The Bitcoin mining giant is the second largest publicly traded company holding the biddy, owning 20,000 BTC worth $1.2 billion. The only other public firm that holds more Bitcoin is Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, which currently owns 226,500 BTC worth more than $13.7 billion. Marathon CEO Fred Thiel said on X that it has taken a page out of Michael Saylor's playbook to accumulate for BTC, quoting him here, getting ready to buy more Bitcoin. Michael Saylor. That's right. This we coined the Michael Saylor put. Now, in June, MicroStrategy announced plans to issue $500 million in convertible senior notes to buy additional Bitcoin and for general corporate purposes. Veteran Bitcoiner Samson Mao of Jan 3 says that MicroStrategy may have started a race for public firms to accumulate more Bitcoin after the value of its stock grew by nearly 1,000% since the company adopted the King crypto 4 years ago. That's right, back in 2020. And keep in mind, Saylor passed on Bitcoin in 2013, and he actually has that infamous tweet, which is still up on his account, where he says, "I believe Bitcoin will suffer the same fate as online gambling in the US. And lo and behold, Bitcoin did. It's doing tremendous. I guess he was anticipating online gambling to seize, and it took over. I mean, look at all the big sports books, family, like the DraftKings and what are the other ones out there? There's so many of them, Stake, etc. Well, guess what? Bitcoin's stronger than ever. So he was kind of right in that prediction, ironically enough. But anyways, I worry about what happens when everyone figures it out. It is not going to be gradually. It's going to be suddenly. So plan accordingly. I mean, this chart shows you the performance since August 10th of 2020 when MicroStrategy adopted its Bitcoin strategy. 995% gains for MicroStrategy stock, meaning it ultimately even outpaced Bitcoin. The Magnificent 7 stocks are only up 194%. The S&P is only up 59%. Gold is only up 20%. Poor Peter Shifty. And bonds are down 18%. So there you have it, yo. But anyways, fam, keep the comments flowing. Let's continue. We still got a lot of news to share. Let's discuss. We did the Marathon Digital buy. They announced buying $250 million. Let's now discuss this $164,000 target, and then we'll discuss a massively bullish $4.5 million target from Ecoinometrics for this cycle, by the way. And yeah, so this headline reads, historically accurate decaying peak study sees Bitcoin price at $164,000 per coin by 2025. Send it. So here we go. Bitcoin reached an all-time high value of 73.8 March 2024, which we captured during our pump watch on the stream, producing 68% returns in quarter one. And since then, it has struggled to break the price range between 70,000 and 60,000. However, based on a new study, Bitcoin might still see 174% gains by the end of this year. Let me know if you agree with that. Bitcoin is currently showing bullish resolve above 60,000 after its weekly chart presented a bullish morning star pattern. Over the past day, Bitcoin is still up 3.5%. Smithston With, a Bitcoin researcher, shared on X, where he analyzed the previous bull cycle tops of 2011, 2013, and 2011. Interesting. The idea was to evaluate each decaying peak based on the Bitcoin price residuals at each cycle high. Now, a decaying period in an investment cycle means the diminishing returns of a strategy over time after the opportunity has been widely adopted or exercised. The decaying period reaches a peak when the rate of decline in an asset's value accelerates, and at the time left to realize a profit from the trade speeds up. As you can see here, the researcher explained that he concluded an exponential decay fit, considering the prices of 2011, 2013, and 2017 to predict the Bitcoin high of 2021. The objective was to understand if the data set was cohesive enough to predict the top and if the results were positive. Which stated, the results are pretty striking. It predicted 65,700, where the actual price peak was 64,600, a price difference of about 1,000. Now, I don't know why my peak is different, but I recall November 10th of 2021, we hit 69,000. So maybe it depends upon the exchange, but I do recall we did hit 69,000 then. The results were pretty staggering when asked about a potential price prediction for the 2024-2025 cycle. The quarter-on-quarter target between 2024 and 2025 is listed right here, as you can see. The study should be taken with a big grain of salt as it comprises a data set for only 4 market cycles. Well, there was only 4 cycles, and we're in the 4th cycle right now, halving cycle, that is. And while the above study anticipates positive returns in the upcoming months, a confluence can also be seen with other mathematical models. The Bitcoin power law, for example, which we have covered here numerous times on the show, is based on the same exponential decay concept, indicating Bitcoin has yet to reach a new peak. And as illustrated in the chart here on your screen, Bitcoin remains under the linear regression line, which you can see in the green, and hasn't crossed above this range in the current bull cycle. On each previous occasion during 2013, 2017, and 2021, Bitcoin's value peaked when it exceeded the linear line value, which you can see the green line. So at the moment, Bitcoin's regression line value is around 88,000. Another divine omen. I like that. 88. Forever, Laura. Infinity and beyond. In the beginning of 2025, it'll reach a value of 100,000. So if history repeats, Bitcoin's next price peak can be expected to see above 100,000 per coin. So we can have our 100K fiesta already here in Puerto Rico. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. Can you see us hitting above that regression line, surpassing 88,000? And do you think that this will be accurate as far as a metric to keep an eye on, 164,000 by 2025. Personally, I think that's extremely optimistic. My bear scenario for this cycle peak, which I also believe will occur in 2025, and which I commonly share here on the show, is actually 222,000. So that's my bear scenario. My bull scenario for this cycle, which I think next year is most probable, is as high as 750,000. I know that's a wide range, 222,000 to 750, but that's where I feel the Bitcoin price will likely be by the peak of the cycle sometime next year. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know your thoughts. All right, now for our feature story of the day, family. Let's discuss the latest with this Ecoinometrics projection of Bitcoin hitting as high as $4.5 million per coin this cycle. That's right. Let's break this baby down. Let's see here. Here we go. 3 reasons why Bitcoin traders expect $100,000 plus Bitcoin price by 2025. Here we go. Bitcoin's post-halving price action projects a 6-figure value per bitty as a popular technical indicator presents a bullish pattern for Bitcoin. Based on the previous price action, Bitcoin's recent drop below 50 Gs, we briefly tapped 49.5. Saw it trade under its post-halving growth trajectory range, according to Ecoinometrics, according to the analysts there. If it returns to this range before year-end, we're looking at a high likelihood of a 6-figure value for 1 Bitcoin. They declared, setting ambitious targets for the Bitcoin price, quoting them again alongside the chart. Well, assuming the same growth rate as the past 3 cycles, we could expect 1 Bitcoin to be worth between 140,000 per coin and 4.5 million per coin, starting from 63,000. Now, granted, this is a pretty massive range. I like it. It's bullish. So yeah, check out the chart, family. From a technical point of view, anonymous Bitcoin analyst Rec Capital argued that the Bitcoin latest recovery above 60,000 had resulted in a significant change in trend. Now, as we can see here, let's actually read the chart on your screen. We're starting here on day 0 of this new halving cycle, which begins at $63,000. And as you can see, not a great start, but this dip isn't specific to Bitcoin. And then we can see trajectory after the third halving, 2027, trajectory after the first halving, average growth trajectory, and the trajectory after the second halving. And like they said, if history is to rhyme, we can have a Bitcoin anywhere between 140,000 and 4.5 million per coin this cycle, family. So quoting Rec Capital, Bitcoin's trying to solidify the recent broken downtrending resistance into the new trend line. The analyst referred to the Bitcoin sharp recovery a few days after the Bitcoin crashed to 49.5 on August 5th. Rec Capital explained that the price was retesting the support line, confirming the end of the downtrend to proceed trend continuation to the upside. The key thing here is trend continuation. There you go. The analyst reinforced the need for strong buy-side volume once the Bitcoin price retests the downside line to initiate the uptrend. The demand side volume may be triggered by the appearance of a bullish signal presented by the moving average convergence divergence, which is the MACD on the daily chart. As Bitcoin analyst Excel Adler observed, the MACD is a trend following oscillating indicator that shows the relationship between 2 moving averages of an asset price, generates a bullish signal when it moves above its own 9-day exponential moving average. Adler Jr. shared in a chart August 13th on X that the MACD deep in the negative territory. The same scenario was witnessed on July 8th when the Bitcoin price reached a low of 53.5. This was followed by a bullish cross on the MACD on July 12th, with Bitcoin rising 30% from those lows to retest the 70,000 level. On July 29th, there is an impending bullish cross on that MACD on the daily time frame. If the same scenario plays out, Bitcoin can sustain the ongoing recovery to record record highs. Well, let's go. Reinforcing the long-term bullish outlook, analysts at Glassnode found a holding preference is beginning to emerge. Shout out my hodlers. Amongst long-term investors as the market slowly recovers from the last week's sell-off, as quoting Glassnode here, after several months of relatively heavy distribution pressures, the behavior of Bitcoin holders appears to be rotating back towards hodling and accumulation. That's right, because we just had a halving on April 19th, and we got a whole nother year of bullishness to run up. and using the accumulation trend score, ATS, a metric that assesses a weighted balance change across the market. Glassnode found the indicator recorded its highest possible value of a 1.0. This suggests there has been significant accumulation throughout the last 4 weeks, quoting them here. This metric also suggests there's a shift back towards accumulation dominant behavior. Notice where it says strong accumulation at the end of that chart, brought to you by Glassnode. This trend was more pronounced amongst the long-term hodlers, who, according to Glassnode, have returned to a preference for hodling. Hodl be thy name. Over the last 90 days, more than 374,000 BTC migrating into the long-term hodler status. Let's go. And overall, on-chain conditions speak to an undertone of high conviction amongst the Bitcoin hodler base. So let me know your thoughts surrounding this bullish perspective, a Bitcoin exceeding 100,000 per coin by 2025 and potentially hitting as high as 4.5 million per coin. Anything is possible, I must say that. Bitcoin has no top because fiat crap has no bottom. But let me know your thoughts surrounding the projections and predictions, and I'll read your comments out loud. I'll do it to the best of my abilities. And welcome, family, to the Q&A segment of the live show. I see we got roughly 1,300 people on the live stream, so give it up for yourselves. Thank you guys for the comments, the interaction, the likes, the support, the subscriptions, and all that fun stuff. I don't care where Bitcoin goes. I will take my worthless Bitcoin to my grave and try to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. That's right. Bitcoin is the only asset you can take with you to the afterlife. I know I've discussed this several times on my podcast. Shout out Glenn Cooper. He wrote, Social Security has been hacked. Thankfully, Bitcoin has not. Watch the Bitcoin live stream and buy the biddy. Thank you, Glenn Cooper. Just reposted Jabrowski. And again, anyone who reposts the live stream, whether we're live or even after the fact, I will go back and repost all of you guys because I appreciate the support. And as you can see, pinned at the top of my profile right now, 19 hearts, 13 reposts, already over 1,000 just on X, over 200 people on YouTube, and we're also streaming on Rumble. We stream on 3 platforms each and every day, family, as you guys should already know. The YouTube stream can be found at cryptonewsalerts.net. I encourage the 1,000 plus of you on X to visit the YouTube channel. That way you can actually interact in the chat and share comments and ask questions, especially considering this is the live Q&A segment of the stream. Let's go. 69 G's, baby.
Magic cosmic fire. The rocket is fueled up. Prepare for flight. Rocket up kind of high. Darting, darting, darting. 69G bound. Such a fun time. Rocket up kind of doing. Sexy rising Bitcoin. We're on the brink. We're feeling fine. Counting down the seconds. It's almost time. Hold your breath. Keep it tight. 69G's gonna light up the night. Day up 69, pump appeal. We're on the brink. We're feeling sexy. 69G heat.
That's right. You can take Bitcoin with you in the afterlife. You want me to break it down?